Here's verse 18 of chapter 18, the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus giving practical instruction, which has to do with differences, offenses, problems, and so on that take place in the church. And of course, Jesus spells out a three-step process which culminates in bringing it to the church. And of course, Jesus says if the person that is the offending person won't hear the church, won't pay attention to the mandate of the church, submit to the authority of the church, that's the idea, then that person should be considered an outsider. They've essentially disqualified themselves by doing so from being reckoned as a proper member of the church, and the church is well within its rights at that point to put the person out, typically called excommunication, cutting them off from the fellowship because they have in fact, in a sense, overtly repudiated the authority of the church. And then Jesus adds the solemnity of this, indicating that what the church does in its actions is in fact recognized in heaven. That seems to be the basic sense of this. So we have Amen, adding weight to it, Jesus putting Amen in front of his pronouncement, elego, from lego, I say humen, second person dative plural. So, amen, truly I say to you, hosa, whatever, ian. Taken together, this usually comes over as a subjunctive in English. It's broad, whoever, whatever is the idea there. The an introduces the subjunctive with it. So, whatsoever, deseta, this is from deo, means to bind. Can be used in connection with binding someone with ropes, binding them in prison. It's a broad word. That's the idea. The point is the official actions of the church here. Epi, a preposition with the genitive tes ges, upon the earth or upon the land, upon the world in which the church is operating here, whatever the church binds upon the earth. The official actions of the church, estai, future, will be, dedemene. This is from deo again. It's the very same word that we have here. This is the perfect passive participle, will have been bound, and of course the perfect usually implies has been and continues to be bound. So the force of this formula together is to add a great deal of weight. The official actions of the church are, in fact, recognized in urano, in heaven. There is a connection between the authority exercised by the church on earth and the recognition, the sanction, as it were, of heaven. Of course, that doesn't mean the church may not get it wrong, but in a case like this, especially where we have someone who's flat refusing to abide by the sanction of the church, the discipline of the church, and so on, that they've essentially rejected the authority of the church. I think we can say that regardless of what the inner situation may be, there is a kind of weight that is established simply by virtue of the action of the church in the face of this particular act on the part of the parishioner. Kai, same formula, hosa, and whatever, lucete, from luo, I loose, can mean to destroy, but of course in this case it's vastly more likely just mean to loose, to release whatever you loose. Again, the plural, speaking in connection with the preceding reference to the church, whatever you loose, epi, tes, ges, upon the earth. Estai will be, la lumina, same construction, only here it's based on the word luo, to loose, in uranu. Long and short, of course, there's been a lot of debate down through church history as to what exactly is the extent of the authority of the church based on a verse such as this, but I think at least we can say that in connection with the fact that the church is specifically being mentioned in the preceding conversation, that it's simply giving a fair amount of weight to the actions of the church, and once again in the narrow sense that you have somebody who's refusing the authority of the church, essentially putting themselves outside its fellowship, that the action of the church is legitimized, you might say, as representing not only the action of the earthly institution, but the authority of heaven working within it.